AskReddit by Dystopian Advocate. How would you feel about a TV show similar to Undercover Boss, but instead of companies they secretly infiltrate and film police forces? Lol, everyone has to know Undercover Boss is fake though, right? Like some guy shows up to your work with a camera crew, you know exactly what's happening. Hi, I'm Matt. I'm a radar technician. The only people that believe Undercover Boss is real are people who never worked retail. Hate that show with a passion. Out of touch boss in dollar store disguise pretends to be poor. Then shockingly blesses two workers with a pittance for being able to use their shitty life for content. Fuck off. TBH, I'd rather see an undercover lobbyist bribing politicians. Let's find out how little money it takes for your local congressperson to sell out to corporations. Lol, the police union would never let that happen. And then we learn that Chief Wiggum was not an exaggeration. Deleted. Live PD resulted in my local sheriff losing re-election, but not actually getting fired, despite an indictment against him. They followed our sheriff's deputies and caught them using excessive force, resulting in a man's death. The footage was never used on TV and the sheriff tried over and over again to get the network to delete or hand over the footage so it couldn't be used in court against the department when the family sued. He should have lost his job for attempting to destroy evidence. The deputies should have been fired for excessive force and likely charged with a crime. Instead, he narrowed missed re-election, with many saying the only reason they didn't vote for him was because he embarrassed our county, not because he helped his deputies get away with murder. Source: https://www.nbcnews.com/texas-sheriff-charge-evidence-tampering-black-man-s-death-n1241266. How would you feel about stopping whorish? How would you feel about insert popular concept? It's so transparent and people eat this shit up. You'd probably be bored watching it and surprised at how awful people are. Anyone who works with the general public wouldn't be surprised. At first I misread this as Undercover Bees and thought damn I would watch the hell out of that show. Also your idea is cool too. Deleted. So Live PD? You'd be really disappointed. There are shitty cops, but there's way more shitty people. I used to work with the police department and everyone I worked with loved their bodyguards. It saved them a lot of time in court when people alleged they were racist or unprofessional in any way. They would just roll the tape and wait. Super true. Also 99.9% of police work is super boring, although you could say that about pretty much any job I suppose. Deleted. I feel like I've enough with this kind of AskReddit posts and I've no bloody clue why anyone would continue to upvote such low effort Reddit bait crap. It's either this or imagine you can sex. What would you sex while you sex? Most of the people on this site are delusional. Sort of exists, it is called bodycam. Deleted. Guess what happens in America? https://en.m.wikipedia.org/wiki/Adrian_Schoolcraft. They'll lock you in a fucking psych ward. They had that, it was called Live PD. IDKY they cancelled it, but I loved the show to death. There is a book called New Jack by Ted Conover where he goes to work as a guard in Sing Sing prison. Not exactly policing, but an interesting read. You may enjoy 60 Days In. Not the exact thing you're talking about but still good. That man Abner. Edit, and the snitch cop. Man, that season was something else. Call it, Cops. Deleted. Those watching in hopes of feeling vindicated in their belief of cops being rotten would instead get a harsh awakening of how rotten their neighbors are instead. 1. Apply for job as police officer. 2. Go through training. 3. Rise through the ranks making changes along the way. 4. Become chief. Can we do undercover boss with teachers? Parents of problem children get dressed up as substitutes and get to see their children acting a fool in person. A lot of delusional parents will learn some honest truths. Deleted. I thought we all agreed these types of questions sucked. I would much prefer the opposite show. An hourly employee is dropped into the executive ranks. The reveal at the end and what they have to say about the job and the other executives would be amazing. Contact your local department and go on a ride along, or several. I've been on 4. See it yourself. I would definitely watch it, but realistically it would never happen, and the undercover officer would have a pretty hard time being a convincing officer and staying out of danger. Everyone would be shocked at how scummy the average public is with the domestic violence, chronic drug use, aggravated assaults, hit and amp runs, how resisting arrest leads to bad things, and how fighting with the cop is a losing proposition. The public would be totally shocked if they saw and understood the number of people shot by their fellow citizens in places like Chicago. The police have to deal with this scum no knowing if they are the next to be shot. What really needs to be taught to the public is what the rules of engagement are for the police. If the public followed the same rules, 99.9% of the problems would be solved. Being a cop is about the shittiest job in the world. We need many more minority police also.